Hey friend, I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. You're going to inhale through the nose, hold, and exhale. You're here, you made it, and I am so glad that you are taking a moment for yourself today. If you've ever felt like stress, anxiety, or even emotions are getting physically stuck in your body, maybe you're having issues with tight shoulders or a heavy chest, maybe even random fatigue and exhaustion, I want you to know that you're not imagining this, and it is very real. Your emotions don't just exist in your mind, but they can physically manifest in your body. And if your nervous system has been feeling overwhelmed and you've been stuck in fight or flight, you're running on fumes, or maybe you're just feeling off, but you can't quite put your finger on why, today's episode is for you. So we are going to talk about how your emotions are impacting your body, why they can sometimes get stuck, and most importantly, we are going to discuss how you can gently start releasing that tension through a few Yin Yoga poses. So go ahead and grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's go ahead and have a conversation together. And I want this to be a safe space that feels good for you, right? And I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let me know who you are and where you're from. And I would encourage you to keep exploring this mind-body connection with us. I want you to start by thinking back to a time when you were really anxious, really nervous. Maybe it was before a big meeting or a big conversation, or your life was just feeling overwhelming and weighing you down all at once. I want you to think about how that physically felt in your body. Maybe your chest was tight, or you felt nauseous. Your shoulders were creeping up towards your ears. Again, this is not just in your head, right? This is your nervous system physically responding to an emotional stressor. Our emotions aren't just these abstract things that we feel and then we forget about, right? They have a chemical and physical impact on our bodies. Our body responds by tensing up, by breathing more shallowly, and releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And over time, if we aren't giving our body a chance to release all of that built up stress and tension, it's not just going to go away, right? It settles into our muscles, into our fascia, and even into our digestive system. And this is why chronic stress can feel so physically draining on us. It's why emotional burnout can lead to body aches, fatigue, headaches, gut issues, insomnia. Your body has been carrying so much, and it's just waiting for a signal that it is safe to let go. Have you ever had a moment where something small, like maybe a certain smell or a song or something, triggered a memory and it made you feel this rush of emotions, like your body was remembering something before your mind could even catch up? This is because your emotions truly live in the body physically. When we experience stress, when we experience grief, fear, even unprocessed trauma, our body doesn't always know how to immediately release it, right? So it can sometimes hold on to it in our muscles and in our connective tissue and our nervous system, which is deeply connected into our gut. And that's why stress can show up as tension in your shoulders or pain in your low back. It's why when you've been feeling emotionally overwhelmed, your digestive system may be thrown off, or you might start having issues sleeping. It all comes back to your nervous system. So our nervous system has two main states, the fight or flight mode and the rest and digest mode. So fight or flight you may know of as the sympathetic, and the rest and digest you may know as the parasympathetic. So when we are stressed, our body gets stuck in that fight or flight mode and is constantly pumping out these stress hormones like cortisol, keeping us on high alert to help us handle whatever dangerous situation is at hand. The problem is that if we never process those emotions fully, our body stays in that heightened state even when the stressor is gone. That is where the real work starts. So instead of trying to think your way out of stress and think your way out of anxiety, you have to work with your body to release it. And one of the most gentle ways and effective ways that I use with myself and my patients is Yin Yoga. How do we start shifting out of that stress mode and back into a state of balance with this Yin Yoga? It's not by forcing, but by listening. And I know how tempting it is to want a quick fix to do something that is going to instantly make everything feel better, right? Like that magic pill cure. But true healing is not about rushing, right? It's about creating this sense of safety in your own body again. And that starts with small, gentle, and consistent steps. So step one is to get curious about your body's signals instead of ignoring the discomfort or tension. So let's get curious. What is your body trying to tell you in that moment? That tightness in your chest, the knot in your stomach, the tension in your jaw. These aren't just random things that your body is reminding you of. And I remember in chiropractic school very vividly, they would always tell us, don't chase pain. Right? Don't follow the pain. The pain can be misleading because it is not the source. It is not the root most of the time. And pain is often the last symptom or the last sign that your body is out of balance. It's not random that you're having aches and pains. It's not random that you're having fatigue or tension in your body. Your body is speaking to you, okay? It is begging you for attention. And the first step towards really healing that mind-body connection is truly learning to listen. Take a deep breath right now and scan your body from head to toe, slowly. And note where you're holding tension. Where do you feel stuck? You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to move. Just notice what's going on. Now that we're finally listening to our body, the next step is to gently reassure it that it's safe. When we've been stuck in that fight or flight state, that stress mode for far too long, our nervous system forgets what true relaxation and peace feels like. And again, that's where somatic practices like Yin Yoga can come in. They can help to remind the body that it can soften, that it can rest, and that it doesn't have to be in a high alert mode all the time. It truly helps you to reconnect the mind to the body. So with Yin Yoga, there's no forcing, no pushing. You just allow your body to naturally unwind into the pose. So let's talk about 5 simple poses that can help to bring your nervous system back into balance and reconnect your body to your mind. So you don't need anything fancy, just a quiet, comfortable space and maybe a soft blanket or a pillow for some support and a willingness to slow down and listen to your body. So the first pose is the butterfly pose. And this is a pose that is so relaxing and releasing for the hips. It's one of the strongest places that stores emotional tension. So for this pose, you are going to sit with the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall outward. And then if you can, fold forward gently, no forcing, just softening and relaxing into the pose. And you're going to inhale and exhale and melt into it a little more each time you breathe out. our hips are going to be opened up in this pose. This is an area where we hold on to unprocessed trauma and hold on to emotions like fear and anxiety and overwhelm. Pose 2 is going to be a child's pose. So this is such a comfort pose for me, and it's a safe little nest that you can snuggle into. You are going to kneel and sit back on your heels and then stretch your arms forward, gently resting your forehead on the mat or on a pillow for support, and just feel the ground beneath you and feel how it supports your body. So this is going to signal to your nervous system that you are safe, right? It's gently stretching and decompressing that spine, releasing tension from the lower back, releasing the tension in the shoulders, and kind of reminding you of what it felt like to have a regulated nervous system as a child. Moving on to pose 3, this is the reclined butterfly. So this pose is an invitation to open your heart. Okay, literally we are opening the chest up. So you're going to lie on your back, bring the soles of your feet together, and let your knees fall open like before. And you're going to place one hand on your heart, one on your belly, and close your eyes and just breathe into your chest. So this pose is going to open up the chest, where we tend to store grief and sadness, and it allows for us to relax our shoulders, relax our chest muscles. It can even help you to breathe easier. Pose 4 is a great one if you are stuck in bed a lot of the time. This is the legs up the wall pose. This one is fantastic for the adrenals and your nervous system, and it truly helps when you feel overstimulated. On those days when sound and light and even touch is overwhelming, this is a really good pose to help bring your nervous system back into that parasympathetic state. You're going to lie on your back and rest your legs vertically against a wall. Relax your arms by your sides or place them on your belly. Close your eyes and let your whole body surrender into the pose. Now, this is going to do a few things. It's going to help regulate your circulation, reduce the stress hormones that are circulating, and switch your nervous system from that fight or flight state into the rest and digest. I want to reiterate how important the rest and digest state is, because it's not just rest and digest, right? The parasympathetic state is where our body heals. If we are chronically stuck in the sympathetic state, our body cannot heal, because the parasympathetic is where our cells start to repair, where they start to clear out the toxins, where they start to build up new tissues. I cannot emphasize enough how important the rest and digest mode is, how important sleep is. If you are not getting enough sleep, this pose is going to be perfect for you to do every morning when you wake up. Pose 5 is the Sphinx Pose, and it is, again, just a gentle way to stimulate that vagus nerve, which helps to regulate your body's stress response. So for this one, you are going to lie on your stomach, prop yourself up on your forearms, and lift your chest slightly. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your breathing steady, and imagine just opening up to the world, but from this place of ease. We're not forcing anything, we're just flowing and opening up gently. So this pose is going to open up that chest, strengthen that vagus nerve function, which connects the mind and the body, and help shift you out of that survival mode. Your body is not working against you, I promise, even if it feels like it every second. It is always doing its best to protect you in the moment. And the more we listen to it with kindness and gentleness and compassion, the more we can create healing from the inside out. So you don't have to force yourself to fix anything today. just start by noticing. Start by feeling into it and bringing a little more softness and a little more breath and stillness into your daily routine and see what happens. I would like to know which of these poses felt the best for you and what kind of experience you had when you were doing these poses. If this did resonate with you, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is a space where we are going to continue talking about healing, nervous system regulation, gentle ways to reconnect to your body, and taking charge of your own health journey. So I would love to have you here. And if you are looking for more support, I have put together a free 3-day nervous system reset course in the link down below. And this is going to give you a few simple and daily practices that you can try to help restore balance to your nervous system. And if you're looking for even more connections and information, we do have our Discord brand new, up and running, in the link below, where we continue to talk about these topics and open up the floor to more conversations about our mind-body connection and healing our bodies. Until next time, give yourself some grace and keep blooming well.